welcome to Mr. Potato Awesome Fitness Tips, my brothers! Today we are going to be building the greatest bodybuilder tier list. Tier list again, I'm back to tier list, damn it! Tier list, the greatest bodybuilder tier list. So we have 5 categories here: the GOATs, the legends, the greatest, the uncrowned, and the underdogs. I usually have a positive opinion about pretty much everything, so the thing will go like this. I'm going to rank the guys based on my first opinion. I'm doing everything on improv, you know. And if someone like it's too high on the list, because I will probably rank everybody too high at first, and when the other guys that I'm ranking after start coming, I'll probably start demoting people. So let's start this shit with Arnold's best friend, Franco Columbu. This dude won the Mr. Olympia a couple of times. I think the first time it was in a lightweight division that was pretty much retired after 80 something, 81, 82. Because after all, people only consider the Mr. Olympia really the real Mr. Olympia, the biggest guys. But Franco was a fucking legend. He was my first inspiration. I started I started watching bodybuilding, started learning about bodybuilding because of Arnold Schwarzenegger, like everybody. And Franco was his best friend, so I learned about Franco, and I learned that Franco was a short guy like me. And I I want to be like Franco. And I started doing fucking everything that I saw Franco doing, I was going to do too, because I didn't knew that steroids were involved. I didn't knew anything at all. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to look like Franco. I'm going to fucking lift weights and be exactly like him. So he's a fucking legend. One of the things that I really admired about him is that although he was a short dude, he was strong as an ox. And you know, like today, people have a stupid idea that bodybuilders are weak and only powerlifters and strongmen are strong. But dude, if you fucking lift weights, you get stronger. The things are way closer than you imagine. It's not like, yo, if you do 12 reps, you'll never get stronger. No. And Franco competed in the world's strongest man in the early 80s too. He got injured in one competition carrying a fridge. And I fucking love this dude. Like, his back was insane. His fucking chest was full as shit. And that image of him fucking lifting a fucking car, you know. There's an infamous video of him, like, taking a car out of a parking spot that is just fucking insane. Yo, what's up, Adam? How you doing, bro? Thanks for the suggestion, bro. I love the suggestion, and I made some images to do a fucking tier list of bodybuilders. So Franco, to me, bro, Franco is, let's see where he fucking stands on the tier list. I think Franco is a fucking legend, bro. Yeah, Franco is the first fucking legend here he's not one of the GOATs. He probably is. I don't know if he's one of the greatest. In his era, there were a lot of bodybuilders that were better than him. I think that he wasn't supposed even to win the Mr. Olympia titles that he won in the early 80s, but he's still a fucking legend even so, you know? So Franco Columbu, because of his influence in the bodybuilding community and being the first physique that I saw, and I thought to myself, yo, maybe I can look like that, you know? So for inspiring me, he's a fucking legend. Moving forward, we have Branch Warren. And Branch Warren competed in the late 2000s and the early 2010s. And this dude, bro, he won the Arnold Classic 2 times. And the thing about him that is so fucking impressive is, first, his training style was absolute nuclear. Like, it was not like, oh, high reps or low reps, heavy weights or light weights. It was heavy weight with high reps and total destruction. He used to train. There's some infamous videos of him training with Johnny Jackson, which was an IFBB pro and also a pretty competitive powerlifter. And they always trained together. And I always watched those videos and loved watching Branch training. And the thing about him then is that his genetics are terrible. It's absolutely terrible. His muscle insertions, look at his quads. His quads are all weird and tiny, and for him to put on all that size and to develop that graininess, that quality to the veins and the skin and the striations in his body, this dude went to war, bro. He fought against his genetics with all that he got. So to me, he's one of the greatest bodybuilders, bro. Because a lot of guys relied on genetics alone, and this dude, he did the work, you know. He wasn't supposed to be in that stage. He wasn't supposed to be winning Arnold Classics. He wasn't. His genetics was really, really bad compared to his peers, but even so, he outworked all of them and ended up placing high in some Mr. Olympia competitions, and also winning the fucking Arnold Classic, bro, which is the second most prestigious title in bodybuilding. So for that, I'll put Branch for in the greatest, one of the greatest bodybuilders category, bro. Did he do the splits or did he just nuke all his muscle every day? Bro, I don't know exactly his training schedule, but I know that he trained with a ton of intensity and aggression, you know. That's the main thing. It was high volume, high reps, and heavy weights. It was everything you're not supposed to do, you know. And he fought against his genetics. He was not supposed to be a great bodybuilder, and even so, he went there and outworked everybody, and that's fucking inspiring. I love that, bro. Hi, Saran AJ. Welcome to the live stream, bro. Let's move forward to one of the first mass monsters in bodybuilding in the 90s, Paul Dillett. This dude, his nickname was the Freak, and he was just gigantic. He was the first guy that he looked weird, you know. When you watch him, when you watch the Mr. Olympia competitions in the 90s, the dude was so fucking massive. His posing was weird because of it. When he tried to flex his fucking muscles, it felt like he couldn't hold the fucking position, just because he was so fucking conditioned and like ultra low body fat. Because in the 90s it was the levels of conditioning that those dudes were bringing to the stage were next level. No other era in bodybuilding was so extreme as the 90s, and this dude was insane. I don't know where to fucking rank him, but you guys need to watch this man. And also, like, his V taper is insane. The width of his shoulders, the tiny fucking waist, and he was also tall as shit, which is hard. Most of the bodybuilders on this list are tiny motherfuckers. Are guys like me, 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". It's super rare to see a bodybuilder above 6 feet, you know. And this motherfucker was freaky as shit. What made him never? I think for one thing is that he's ugly as fuck, bro. In the 90s, there were a lot of dudes that could sell tickets, you know, like guys that you look and you think, yo, maybe I want to look like that dude. This dude was just a freak show. And I think that was one of the reasons that he wasn't more popular in his era. But yeah, I'm gonna rank him as an underdog because the lineups that he stood against, bro, Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman, Kevin Levrone, Sean Ray, Flex Wheeler. We are talking here like the most competitive era in bodybuilding. So for that, if he competed in a different era, maybe he would rank higher. But at his time, he was an underdog for sure. Let's see. Next in line is ROELLY WINKLAAR. ROELLY is another guy that pushed the size on the mass monster category to a different level, especially when it comes to his fucking arms. His triceps were so fucking insane. But the problem with ROELLY is that he always showed up to competition like a little bit soft, and he wasn't always on point, you know. Like these guys in open bodybuilding, the things that they have to do, the level of cascading effects that they need to put in place everything at the right time to come to stage at the best shape possible, to peak at to be on stage is insane. For you guys to understand, like a natural bodybuilder, a prep for a natural bodybuilder will be way longer and way less complicated. It will be more excruciating because you will need like 16 weeks of dieting to go to really low body fat percentages. But 16 week is even a mild one. There's guys that spend like 8 months in a slow deficit to not lose the muscle mass and go to really extreme low level of body fat. But for open guys, the things that they need to do is pick their drugs. So pick like a stack of 6 to 7 fucking steroids plus all the other shit like GH and insulin and all that fucking shit, plus the diuretics, the Lasix, and all, man, and nutrition. It needs to be stacked on top of everything, and the things need to like stack upon each other, plus the training, plus everything. Peaking for an open bodybuilder is insanity, bro. Like, I would never be able to even fathom how to administer all the fucking drugs and all the fucking things that they need to do. And ROELLY, like, he would show up to one competition on point, and on the other competition he was a completely different human being. So for that, ROELLY, my friend, underdog for sure. What's up, Angie? How you doing, my boy? Yo, thanks for coming to the live stream, bro. Yo, did you guys train today? Yo, today I trained shoulders, yeah, and did some fucking pull-ups. I hit some croc rolls to finish my workout. It was pretty insane. I did only 3 exercises, but I was in a puddle of sweat at the end and veins exploding in my forehead. It was fucking awesome, man. It was a fucking heavy-duty workout, you know? And the next one in line is Dexter, the Blade Jackson. And one thing that you guys need to pay really serious attention here. This dude won the Mr. Olympia in 2008 or 2007, I don't remember. But what you need to understand is, you see the picture on the left down corner? That is him in 2000, okay? And the picture on the left right corner, or on the right down corner, is him 20 fucking years later, man. 20 years, he didn't change a thing, he just improved, and he's like 47 years old in the right picture on the bottom. So this dude is the most, has the craziest longevity that bodybuilding ever seen, but that bodybuilding has ever seen. And bro, competitive all the way through, all the way from 2000 to 2020, and bro, won 5 Arnold Classic and 29 titles in bodybuilding. That's insane. So this motherfucker is a fucking legend of the sport, bro. He's either a legend of one of the greatest. GOAT is too much, but yeah, if I find somebody is more of a legend than fucking Dexter, then I'll put them on top. I'll demote the Dexter to one of the greatest. But for now, he's a fucking legend. And yeah, and longevity is something that I really admire. You know, it's like Tom Brady. You know, like, yeah, he wasn't the best passer of the football, but look at how many titles, and look the consistency in which he performs at a high level. That's the thing that I admire the most. You do a thing for 20 fucking years, like Brian Shaw on as a strongman. To me, Brian Shaw is the greatest strongman that ever lived. Maybe Big Z has an argument, but Brian Shaw is competing at a high level for so many fucking years, bro, that it's just fucking impressive as shit. Woo! Let's see what Angie said here. What is your current split? Listen, bro, when you are like an old fart like me that's been around weights for so fucking long, there is no split, okay? I get up, I set up my squat rack, and I start paying attention to my body and start seeing like, okay, my traps are sore. No, I'm not gonna hit traps today. Yo, my biceps are not sore. I'm going to do some biceps. How are my legs? I move around a little bit. I break a sweat doing some fucking standard PE shit, like I do fucking jumping jacks, stupid shit, you know, like knee ups and butt kicks, that kind of shit, just to break a sweat before I start working out. And what I feel that is not fucking demolished and I can do express strength safely and powerfully is what I'm going to be training that day. If when I'm warming up, I feel that, yo, I'm all sore, I'm all destroyed, I exaggerated yesterday, then I stop warming up and I work on my mobility. I do mobility drills, I do some agility drills, I do some shadow boxing to keep my hands fresh, you know, bro. And that's it, bro. Leg day, Saran, nice. Saturday to me is the best. It's the best day to program your fucking leg days, you know, because very often we skip leg day because of some bullshit excuse like, oh, I need to do something later, I need to go elsewhere after the workout. And Saturday you have no excuses to fucking skip your leg day. Like, program it to be right in the morning if you don't work on Saturdays, of course. Like, some people work on Saturdays. But you have the whole day free, so to do the leg workout in the morning, eat a big meal, take a nap, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want, you know? Guys, I'm going to turn off the AC here because it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. This shit becomes a fucking furnace out of the sudden. Oh, god damn it. Damn. Hopefully it'll be cooler here, and I will not sweat like a fucking pig throughout this live stream. Woo! And just who said you are old? Yo, bro, I'm 35. I'm getting old. I don't have hair anymore. You know, like I have a daughter that is essentially an adult already. So, bro, and that although I'm not that old, because I was a father so young, the people that I hang out around, the problems that I have, the things that the people that I relate to are usually people in their 45s, 50s. Those are my friends, you know. I don't have a lot of friends that are my age, you know. That's why I feel fucking old as shit, bro. You just turned 18, bro. My daughter is 17. Yeah, she's going to turn 18 next December 12th. So moving forward, we have another god of fucking longevity here, and I didn't notice that I put two guys that have the craziest longevity in the sport right next to each other. Robbie Robinson. Robbie Robinson was competed in the Mr. Olympia in the 70s, and you see that picture on the left bottom corner. Yo, that's him in his 80s. He's 80 years old in that fucking picture, bro. You can say it's steroids, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but the dude is looking crazy at his 80s, you know? And the thing is, this dude loves training, man. If you watch his videos on YouTube, everything he does is so fucking precise. It's so fucking... I look him doing biceps curls. I standard biceps curls with a fucking dumbbell. And I learned something, you know? I look at the way he moves his wrists, and then I try to replicate that shit at home, and I see... fuck, I'm feeling this portion that I never felt before. There's always something to learn from a guy that done something for 60 years, you know? Imagine doing something every fucking day for 60 fucking years. He's a master of this shit. And potentially the craziest physique for 80 years old, man. I think he's the craziest 80-year-old in the world, bro. And... yo, for now I'm going to put... I know he's going to be demoted from here, and he wasn't competitive. He wasn't one of the best guys on the lineup in the 70s. So if he become demoted, he will either go to legend or underdog, because he wasn't the greatest and he wasn't a non-crown champion. But for now, I'm going to put Robbie as one of the GOATs, bro, because, listen, doing something for 60 years, you deserve, that respect cannot be taken from you, you know? Oh yeah, yeah. The thing about Robbie Robinson is that he's from the golden era of bodybuilding. You know, it was before the mass monsters. It was before people stopped giving a shit about they didn't stop, but symmetry and the flow of the physique were after the 90s started to not be something that they really tried to achieve, you know, when they were sculpting their bodies. In this era, the physiques were much more pleasing for people that are not like me, like a fucking crazy bodybuilder fan that when I see someone that doesn't have a neck anymore, I think it's fucking awesome, you know. And yeah, the mass monster era, it was started by this motherfucker, and he wasn't exactly a mass monster because his physique was awesome. The Shadow, Dorian Yates, and this dude, bro. What the first thing about him that you need to know, his biggest point, the thing that made him stood above everybody else was his back. His lats were in fucking sane. And that fucking row that he is doing in the picture, it's the Yates row, which is a barbell row with a pronated grip, with a supinated grip, sorry, and right to your belly button, close fucking grip. And people always start saying, oh, I'm going to do fucking pull-ups with my arms wide open to bring my lats out. No, bro. What? Show me one video of the best lats in the game doing a wide grip fucking lat pull down or whatever. He's always right here, bringing his lat down from a fucking powerful position. So, yo, you want to train your lats and make your lats stand out? Stop trying to open your arms and go fucking heavy with a fucking shoulder width grip. And another thing that is absolutely awesome about Dorian was his training style. It was actually his demise because he trained heavy as shit. He learned his training style. He followed the principles developed by Mike Mentzer, which was one of the fucking absolute legends of the sport that developed the high intensity training, heavy duty, yeah, bruh, which is you do 1 or 2 sets with heavy weights for as many fucking reps as possible, and that's it. The workout for that body part is fucking over. So imagine 2 fucking sets, 1 single exercise, and you crush 1 body part. Another thing, we are going to go through Mike Mentzer, so I'm going to expand upon that later. And there's one thing that was so fucking awesome about Dorian, because his nickname was the Shadow, and he didn't talk to any press. He didn't did anything. He just show up to the event and wins, you know. So that puts so much pressure in his peers that the 90s end up being the most competitive era in bodybuilding, because the dudes were like, what the fuck is Dorian doing? How will I ever know what the fuck is Dorian doing? He never show up. Nobody sees him. Nobody know what the fuck he's doing, bro. And that drove the dudes insane, and they fucking bring their best game to the platform, to the stage. So I think Dorian, his mystique about him was what made the 90s so fucking special for bodybuilding and made those dudes work for their physiques, work hard as shit to bring their best packages to the stage. His conditioning was also like fucking insane. Like, he was one of the first guys to bring graininess. Graininess is is Branch Warren, the guy that is right next here to him in the greatest here. Oh fuck! Let me take Dorian out of the picture and explain what the fuck is graininess. Graininess is this, you see like these veins and these fucking little striations and that super thin skin. This is graininess. That's what I'm talking about, and that Dorian pretty much invented graininess, you know. So bringing Dorian back, Dorian to me is one of the greatest. and his impact, not for bodybuilding in general, in my opinion, although as a man I admire this motherfucker a lot. His interview on Joe Rogan is one of the best interviews on Joe Rogan, in my opinion, because you see that the dude, he was able to live that identity behind and be his own self, you know. Like, he was the biggest dude in the world, he was the Mr. Olympia, he got hurt, he stopped competing, and then he downsized, he stopped taking as many fucking drugs and training like a crazy person, and he wasn't burdened by that persona, you know, by that persona of being Mr. Olympia, and he's just a chill dude that does ayahuasca and stuff, and he's so fucking awesome, man. I love this dude. Yeah, but that is outside of bodybuilding, so that's the only reason I'm not ranking him on the fucking legends capacity for now. I'm no, I'm feeling fucking guilty, bro. I'm feeling guilty. No, legend for Dorian. If Dexter and Franco are legends, Dorian has to be a legend too. He won 6 times the Mr. Olympia, bro. Yeah, fuck. I'm already seeing a fucking mess in this fucking tier list, bro. Let's see what the chat has to say. Oh, don't get me wrong, the mass monsters are great. It's more hilarious when you see videos of them shopping and you just see people looks and reactions. Bro, there's the best video of people getting shocked with a bodybuilder walking around is a video from Flex Wheeler. Put on YouTube, Flex Wheeler walking on the beach or in Santa Monica or something. It's insane. Like, everybody like, what the fuck is that? It's so fucking awesome, bro. Angie said on the chat, is it even possible to get really muscular legs without PEDs? Are there any examples? Yeah, of course, bro. There's a lot of people that has insane leg development that are natural. If your legs, to fucking build your fucking legs, you need to train them like you owe somebody on the mafia, you know? Like, you need like a mobster put a gun on your head and say, you need to grow your legs, motherfucker, because it's really hard to grow legs. You need to put a lot of volume, you need to put a lot of weight. The legs are too fucking powerful, and there are too many other variables that are awesome for you, for your health and everything, that might disrupt your leg hypertrophy a little bit. Like, for instance, I love jogging. Jogging is not ideal if I want to have the biggest legs that I want, that I can, you know. So yeah, but there's a lot of dudes. Alan Fraud has a fucking Alan Fraud is a YouTuber, has insane leg development. Johnny Condito also has insane leg development. Pretty much every fucking natural power lifter that is online right now has crazy leg development. So if you want to have crazy leg development, squat a lot and add bodybuilding style training on top of fucking squats, and you will develop a gnarly fucking legs. My favorite leg destruction workout is starting with squats. I work up to 80% of my 1 rep max for 5x5 and do a 5x5. Then I do lunges. I do 30 steps, 4 sets of 30 steps. Then I do hip thrusts to really bring the glutes out. And to finish off, I finish with M-rep sets of Bulgarian split squats. This workout is actually my wife developed this workout, and one day I said, yo, this is just too much, and she like, do this fucking workout and see how you feel. And then I did the workout, and fuck, bro, it's gnarly. I never had such an insane leg pump, and after that I started valuing like hypertrophy training and bodybuilding style training to develop fucking legs, because high reps, they have their place in developing muscle. They always have. Adam Lord, I love that. I'll have to read on that, dude. Not doing any press. That's a master stroke. Hell yeah, Dorian is he's a fucking genius, bro. I love this dude. So another guy from the 90s is Nasser El Sonbati. This is the original mass monster, like in the 90s, and his physique was just super incredibly massive, and he had symmetry too, so he was just insane. What bite this motherfucker on the butt was that he started using site enhancements. You guys know Synthol, that fucking it's like a mixture of oils and vitamins and stuff, and they inject that to enhance a specific portion of the a specific muscle that might be lagging, and due to the injections, his physique started to look wonky, and some parts of his muscle started to look like pointy and shit. And then people discovered that and like exposed that, and he kind of became persona non grata on bodybuilding on the Mr. Olympia stage. But I truly believe that this dude might have won at least one title before Ronnie Coleman exploded in 98 and 99. You know, like maybe he could beat Ronnie in 97. I don't remember if Ronnie won 97. I think it was Ronnie in 97. Ronnie has 8 titles: 97, 98, 99, 2000, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's that. I don't remember exactly the timeline, but unfortunately, he did that shit, so underdog, fuck you. Yeah. Moving forward, we have Serge Nubret, the Black Panther. The guy was just fucking so symmetrical. From the 70s, competed against Arnold Schwarzenegger, Frank Zane, and all those fucking legends. And there's a picture of him with young Arnold there. I think this dude was pretty much robbed of a title. I think he was supposed to have won against Arnold at least once. But Arnold was the face of the fucking. He was Joe Weider, the guy that invented the Mr. Olympia competition. Arnold was his fucking golden goose, you know, and he was investing hard on Arnold. So I'll put Serge Nubret as a fucking uncrowned, you know. I think he had what it takes to fucking win. And let's say that Arnold wasn't competing. If Arnold wasn't competing, he would probably win, you know, against Frank Zane and and those kind of guys. Yeah, let's move forward to the big bad wolf, Dennis Wolf, the German. This dude was so awesome, bro. His development was so fucking insane. I really don't know, because I'm not like super mega expert of bodybuilding. I really don't know why this guy didn't win an Arnold Classic, you know, because he was so fucking massive. He had that tiny waist. This sweep. Look at the sweep at his fucking quads. You know this roundness on the side of the fucking quads. That's called the sweep. The sweep of his quads is second to none. It's probably the best sweep from all bodybuilders and from all eras. But I don't really know why he didn't place higher. Maybe it was the competition. The competition was fierce. The Mr. Olympia, he would not beat Phil Heath, because Phil Heath was just insane in every domain. Phil Heath is potentially the best complete package. You know, like everything on Phil Heath's body is extremely well developed and round and full and everything. So yeah, I think that was the case. Dennis was a fucking underdog because of the lineup that he was competing against. He was competing against the likes of Jake Cutler, of Kai Green, and fucking Phil Heath. It's hard to go against those kind of dudes, bro. Let's see what Adam said on the chat. We all know the true king of quads, though. Can't wait to see where you place him. Oh, let's see. We had. I don't know if you are talking about the same guy that I'm talking about, but this dude is the second ever Mr. Olympia, Sergio Oliva, guy born in Cuba. And the crazy thing about this motherfucker is that he didn't diet at all. He just ate like a dragster, and he looked like that. He just looked like that. He was on the Cuban weightlifting team before becoming a bodybuilder, and he was insanely. Look at the size of his fucking arms. He didn't have supplements. He didn't have the best drugs. Like later people started to get to get like fucking super awesome drugs. But look at his lats, you know. Look at the he had the tiniest waist in all bodybuilding from all eras. He has the most minuscule waist from everybody. So his lats come out of that fucking shit and looks like a fucking cobra, you know, like a Naja. It's insane, bro. His physique was so fucking crazy. He's also one of the only guys to ever beat Arnold in a bodybuilding stage, so that's a fucking accomplishment. And that pose that he's doing is pretty much a retired pose because people can't pull off that shit anymore because it's the crab pose. You stand like this. You need to have arms way fucking bigger than the rest of the body to make this look really good, you know. So from the mass monster era forward, nobody ever did this pose anymore, but I find it one of the most awesome poses in all bodybuilding. So fuck, Sergio Oliva is one of the greatest. He was the second Mr. Olympia ever. The first his first title, I think it was in 68. Imagine looking like this in 68, bro. Imagine walking around in 68 where everybody is like completely normal. People like this doesn't exist at all. They would think you are a fucking god or an alien or something, you know? You never saw nobody like that. Maybe Steve Reeves on the fucking Hercules movies. But this dude is way fucking bigger than Steve Reeves, you know? Imagine seeing this motherfucker in the street in 68 and picking a fight with him. Damn, bro, this is fucking impressive. I didn't expect it that I was going to get so hyped up about Sergio Oliva. Damn, bro. Oh, yes, sir, the quad father. Like Ronnie and his barbecue chicken and cornbread. Hell yeah, bro. Ronnie was just like so fucking big that if he tried to eat clean, he wouldn't maintain his size, you know? Like Ronnie was on a different fucking dimension than everybody else. And now, these are not the best quads on the fucking list, but the quad father, baby. The quad father is absolutely fucking awesome. What I love about Tom Platz is his approach to fucking training first. This is one of the things that I love about him. He was scientific about it. He was philosophic about it. It was about intention. It was about paying attention. He used critical thinking. Like he was a scientist of the game and a warrior at the gym. His workouts were the most brutal fucking crazy workouts that you can ever see in your fucking life. Tom Platz, bro. And the thing about him, his leg development hindered him in the 80s because people just didn't understand what the fuck is happening with these legs, you know? But the overall leg development of people back in the 80s was worth nothing compared to fucking Tom Platz. People started showing legs like that only 20 years after he fucking retired, bro. So fuck, bro, this dude is insane. And to make things even better, after he retired from bodybuilding, he made an effort in exposing the fucking fact that to look like this, you need steroids. You need to take a fuckload of steroids and it's dangerous, you know? And he interviewed a lot of fucking people in the bodybuilding community. And the bodybuilders of the time, like, it's so funny because they blur their faces, you know. But like, it's a guy like they need to blur his entire body. It's a guy that if you just look at him, you know, oh, that proportion, that shoulder proportion, that's Holy Coleman. Oh, that's Paul Dillett. That's somebody else. And the only fucking guy that said, fuck it, don't blur my face. I don't have nothing to hide. Was Lee Priest, you know. Bah, and Lee Priest was awesome, bro. So Tom Platz is goat all the way, bro. He's one of the most influential and most important guys in all of bodybuilding is fucking Tom Platz. So right up there. Let's see what the chat has to say. I love his openness about PEDs too. He didn't hide anything. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Look, Watch a Tom Platz. You see that he loves what he was doing. You know, he's fucking insane. I once watched a video, a 40-minute video where he was just talking about shoes, you know, like shoes to squat and stuff. You know, I was such a fucking fan of Tom Platz that I stood there watching him talk about shoes for 1 hour. It's fucking insane. Yeah, and he's the king of squats for sure, Saran. He held a record squatting 555, if I remember correctly, for 25 fucking reps, and it was just beat. This record was broken a couple of, like, I think 8 months ago by, what's the name of the guy, Matt Wenning, which is one of the greatest power lifters that ever lived, you know, like one of the strongest fucking motherfuckers that ever fucking lived is Matt Wenning. And he was Matt Wenning is also a scientist of the game. Like a lot of my stuff, a lot of my training advice are, I picked a lot of fucking things that he preached, that he teaches. And yeah, he broke that record from Tom Platz. And in that specific day, Tom Platz was squatting with another fucking genius, which was Dr. Squat. His name was a power lifter called Dr. Squat that was the first guy to squat above 1,000 pounds, if I remember correctly. I'm butchering this because, yo, improv, baby. We just go with the flow. But yeah, Tom Platz is the GOAT, bro. And now another guy from the fucking 90s, and this dude was insane. Oh, fuck! I forgot to fucking adjust the image, but we do it on the fly, no problem. Hell yeah. So this dude is Shawn Ray, bro. Shawn Ray, during the 90s, he took a lot of fucking second places, and his physique was just so fucking symmetrical and so tight. Everything was on point. This dude, he was supposed to win in pretty much every other era if he competed in every other era. He just lost to Dorian Yates. He took second place to Dorian Yates and to Ronnie Coleman. And that's it. Nobody, there were 3 guys that fucking was butchering each other, like when Dorian was winning and when Ronnie was winning, and Shawn Ray is one of them. Is the first of the 3 guys that were supposed to win an Olympia at every other era, because his fucking genetics are insane, his work ethic is insane, and he's also like a great communicator for bodybuilding. I love the way that he speaks. He's so fucking intelligent, you know. He even business advice, when he's talking about business, you see, like, he's not just about money. He is one of the guys he really cared about promoting stuff that works, you know. And I think that's the best way for you to connect with your audience and make people really love you, is when you're not trying to rip people off and sell whatever the fuck, you know. So fucking Shawn Ray, bro. Shawn Ray is one of the uncrowned champions, bro. This dude could win at any era, but he unfortunately he was born at the wrong one. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Look at those shoulders. Hell yeah, bro. Moving forward, we have 8 times Mr. Olympia, Lee fucking Haney. This physique is insane, man. He's the only guy that won the Mr. Olympia 8 times alongside Ronnie Coleman. And look at how fucking narrow his fucking waist are. His physique is beautiful as shit. It's fucking beautiful. I want to look like that. I would want to look like that, because that physique, you look like a human being, you know. Even Chris Bumstead is fucking awesome, but he looks like a linebacker, you know. He looks like he plays on the NFL. This dude looks like a statue, you know. He looks like fucking perfection in a sense. And the crazy thing about Lee Haney, bro, is that he fucking retired when he was 31 years old. This means he could be winning way more, you know. And maybe it was because in the when he retired, was exactly the era where the drug usage skyrocketed to a fucking crazy level. Maybe that was his part of his decision making in retiring. But what you guys need to understand, muscle takes a fuck ton of time to develop. Usually bodybuilders, they start their careers where they are already 30 years old, 32, and they peak when they are in their 30, 36, 37, maybe in their 40s, you know, because muscle take a lot of fucking time to develop. And this is a special message for fucking natties, you know, like sometimes a natural guy comes to me and say like, bro, I'm tired of this shit. It's so hard to fucking train. I'm training for 6 months. Bro, in 6 months, nothing will happen, bro. You will feel better about yourself. You will like get a pump and you make a pose in the mirror and you will feel better. But the second you take a picture, nothing happened yet. You didn't develop a lot of shit. You're not really looking that much better when you're just training for 6 months. This shit take time. And with PEDs or not, to reach that crazy level of the Mr. Olympia stage, it takes way more time. So to Haney to come to town and start obliterating everybody when he was like 23 years old, bro, that's fucking insane. So fuck, Lee Haney, goat. Oh fuck, I will have to demote people for sure, because we already know that there are at least two other goats to come here. So later we discover who we are going to be demoting for. For now, let's move forward. And this dude is one of my favorites. He's a walking meme, bro. This dude is insane. I fucking love him. Bruh, this dude has no neck. Markus RUHL. He has no neck. When you watch him pose, get out of my video, go to you on YouTube and put Markus RUHL posing. He has absolutely no neck. He's just traps. He's gigantic. And it's another case where, like, depending on the criteria that the judges are using, and that is the fucked up thing about fucking bodybuilding, is because it's subjective, and the criteria for judging and scoring and deciding who won is absolutely subjective and changes with time, you know? Like, at sometimes being the biggest possible was the objective. And if it wasn't for Ronnie, this dude would win. He would win because he was outside of Ronnie. No, Jay Cutler wasn't bigger than Markus, but Jay Cutler had a better body, you know. His body was better. But this looked like a box, man. He looks like a fucking box. He just had the traps inserting in his temples, you know, and the chest so fucking powerful and gigantic. And there's a fun fact about this dude. Like, he smokes cigarettes, you know, and drinks like crazy. So imagine the stress on this motherfucker body, because he's also taking all the drugs in the world. And he simply don't die, man. He was supposed to be dead. I think, you know what I think makes him, he's still big as fuck. He's still like super jacked. I think it's because he's so fucking happy. He's the happiest bodybuilder that I've ever seen. And that I don't know why the fuck I thought about that, but it's just, look at him. He's having a blast on stage, bro, while other guys are like almost dying, like drained up with a half smile, like, you know, and the dude is like, yeah, motherfucker, woo! He's a fucking maniac, man. I love this motherfucker, man. Yeah, man, I think he didn't die yet because he's a happy motherfucker, and that's a great message for you guys. Be happy, man. Whatever you are doing, do something that makes you happy, man. I will put him in a non-crowned champion just because he doesn't deserve to be a non-crowned champion, but he's so fucking happy that inspires me, bro. Now this is a mass monster, bro. Hell yeah. He used to fucking put tuna on fucking protein shakes, bro. This dude is insane. I love him. Next in line is fucking Mr. Heavy Duty Mike fucking MENTZER. And this motherfucker is a fucking legend. He invented the training style that produced Dorian Yates essentially, and I followed his principles for a while. And dude, literally, I grew. It was one of the stages in my bodybuilding, not a bodybuilding career, but it was a time that I was trying to look better. You know, I was trying to look decent. We are going to go to the beach, and I read a book about from this motherfucker, and he was preaching like hit each body part once every 15 days. You know, with like 3 to 4 sets to failure with a lot of fucking weights in one single exercise. And I thought myself, I'm short on time. I'm going to try this. And it's probably the best shape that I've ever got, the biggest that I've ever got, was when I followed that shit, the high intensity training methodology. Of course, since I'm a fucking brat and a stupid motherfucker, I sprinkled my own thinking inside that shit. Like, I train delts every single day because I love training delts, but this dude was wild, man. He is also, alongside Tom Platz, he was a scientist of the game. He was a philosopher. His books are pretty awesome, man, because he talked about how weight training affects your mind and how it can be a grounding thing for you, like for you to pretty much structure your life upon. And pretty much that lifting was something that pretty much, alongside my wife, saved my life. I was supposed to be pretty much in dead or in jail, but lifting gave me structure to overcome drug addictions, to fucking stop hanging out with bad people, you know. So yeah, man, this motherfucker is a fucking legend. If in the bodybuilding stage, where he competed in the 70s and the early 80s, he wasn't that competitive. If he gets demoted, he will for sure go to the underdogs. But due to respect, fucking legend. Let's move fucking forward, bro. Ooh, we have, oh, this dude, bro. Fuck. SAMIR BANNOUT. He won the Mr. Olympia in 82. And listen, his development was unseen in bodybuilding in the 80s. The problem is he was Lebanese. I'm not really sure if he spoke English at the time. And Arnold was just blowing up on movies and shit, and they wanted someone more relatable winning. And the Mr. Olympia competition is extremely crooked. It is crooked até. Look, Portuguese flaring up here, and it's crooked up until now. But he was supposed to have won more titles, you know, because his development was better than COLUMBU. When Franco Columbu won, Samir should have won. When Frank Zane won again, Samir should have won. So yeah, this guy was stolen a lot of titles, but his development is fucking great. His development is even better than Lee Haney. When Lee Haney won, I think they were trying to push back on Samir, you know. So fuck, he's one of the greatest for me. He won at least one, so he's not uncrowned. Samir BANNOUT, one of the greatest bodybuilders to ever step on stage. And yo, this is starting to get tricky for me because this dude is insane. Fucking Frank Zane, bro. The most aesthetic fucking body to ever compete in a bodybuilding stage. And the other guy alongside Sergio Oliva to ever beat Arnold on a fucking bodybuilding stage. Arnold, before he started competing on the Mr. Olympia, he competed in the Mr. Universe against Frank Zane and got beat, motherfucker. He also invented the vacuum pose, which is fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite poses because since I always had a fucking big belly because I grew up fat and then I decided that I wanted to get fatter, I always kind of held my fucking stomach in, you know. I always held my fucking stomach in because I was ashamed that I have a fucking giant belly ever since I was a child. And after I leaned down, I had such good control of my fucking stomach that I could do vacuums, you know. And I fucking get stoked about vacuums, and I didn't like Frank Zane before that. But when I discovered that I was good at doing vacuums, I like, yo, I love Frank Zane. Vacuums are awesome. And yo, his physique is fucking insane. And the awesome thing about his physique is that this physique is naturally achievable. If you want to aspire to look like Frank Zane, you will need to live your life for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. You need to live like a crazy person and diet fucking consistently. But maybe you can do that one summer of your life just to see and take some pictures to show your grandkids when you are 80 years old, you know. But and yo, look at him doing squats and pay attention to his feet. What's wrong with that fucking squat, bro? The dude is doing squats on flip-flops, bro. You understand how fucking insane that is? You understand that flip-flops? I'm Brazilian. We invented flip-flops. We are the king of flip-flops. Bro, those fucking things, they rip off and they explode out of the sudden. Imagine you're putting fucking pressure on your feet to fucking squat. Well, he is not making any faces or there's no fucking veins popping off, so he's probably squatting really light there. But imagine fucking squatting on flip-flops. That's insanity, bro. So Frank Zane, legend. Not GOAT status for me, but legend. And I'm fucking... Ooh, the fucking legend category is already stacked, bro. And I will need to demote people, and I need to start thinking who should be demoted from here. Fuck. Next in line, it's the guy that is responsible for me saying that the quad father, Tom Platz, is not the greatest quads that in this list, because Tom Platz has insane quads. But what makes the quads from Tom Platz really stand out is because his upper body isn't that fucking big. His upper body doesn't match his lower body. So this next guy, the fucking quads, his fucking quads match his upper body, and he's just fucking insane. Jay Cutler, man, this is the best quads to have ever stepped on a bodybuilding stage. That pose, that specific pose, it's my favorite fucking pose in all of bodybuilding. And I will say that a lot because I always say that everything is my favorite thing, and that's why the fucking GOAT and legend status is stacked full of people. It's because I always have positive opinions about everything, you know. I suffer from a lack of negativity. So this pose that he's doing here is the quad stomp, and it's another thing. Get out of my fucking video and type Jay Cutler quad stomp, and you see what I'm saying, bro. His leg is just like, his leg is not contracted at all, and then he stomps to the ground, and all those fucking details pop out of the sudden. It's gnarly to see, bro. And look at his quads, man. Look at the fucking striations and the separations. Oh, god damn it, bro. The only guy that has quads that I think are not as impressive because they are not that big, because he has a classic physique, is Chris Bumstead, bro. Chris Bumstead quads are just gnarly to see. It's a sight to behold, to be honest. So Jay, bro. Oh, Jay, a legend, bro. Another fun fact about Jay Cutler, he either won or took second place for 10 straight years, and that's a factor, bro. That's a factor that is going to put him in legend, and that will take Dexter down to fucking one of the greatest. Because the longevity of Dexter was like 20 years competing at the 1%, let's say. But Jay competed for 10 years at the 1% of the 1%, and that's just more impressive to me. 10 years as first place or second place. And another thing about Jay, bro, is that he made a grave mistake in 2002. 2002, Ronnie Coleman came with his worst physique ever. Not ever, because later his stomach got too distended, and then Ronnie was done. But in 2002, Ronnie came really wonky, but Jay that was inching on Ronnie, was second place to Ronnie in 2001. Jay didn't compete on 2002, bro. And if he competed, he might have won that year. He has 4 titles in the Mr. Olympia competition. He won 2006, 2007. He lost to Dexter Jackson in 2008, and then he regained his title. He's the only guy that had more than 2 titles. That managed to regain the title was Ronnie. Lost the title and regained was Jay Cutler. Arnold retired and then came back. So Arnold, other people won between Arnold's wins, but Jay is awesome, bro. And another thing, he's going to compete. You see the picture on the left, on the bottom left. He is going to compete at Masters. He is teasing us that he is going to compete at Masters. So that's fucking awesome too. And if you watch my fucking video about Chris Hemsworth, the 90 or not about Chris Hemsworth, that's the skin quality from a retired bodybuilder, a guy that was blasting fucking gear for a fuck ton of time, that I was talking about. You see how his skin is just not that full anymore. It's like my skin, but I was fucking fat as fuck. Like my skin on the inside of my arms, it's just it seems that like it never reached that separation that I used to have when I competed in jiu-jitsu and was young, you know. But yo, Jay Cutler, fucking legend, bro. Fucking legend. Let me take a look at the chat. What are you guys thinking so far? Is there any position that I put here that you guys disagree? You can put that picture of the back in a biology book because you can see every freaking muscle. Hell fucking yeah. Which one? Oh, in Samir BANNOUT, I imagine. The quad stomp, man. Yeah, like a T-Rex or some T-Rex. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, that quad stomp is fucking impressive as shit, bro. Next in line. Kaboosh. The only guy to try the crab, the Sergio Oliva pose that I've talked before, after the Mass Monster era started, Lee fucking Priest. And this dude is absolutely legendary to me, bro, because he stood for what he believed in, you know. The guys, the producers on the Mr. Olympia show say to him like, yo, stop talking about steroids, stop doing this, stop doing that, and he'd say, go fuck yourself, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. And then they blue balled him out of the competition. I don't think that he would ever fucking win, but but his arms were so fucking awesome, and his physique has a fucking flow to it that I fucking love this motherfucker. I'm not going to put him in non-crown. He's either a fucking legend because of what he represents, and I fucking love him. I fucking love this dude. If you watch him on YouTube, he's such a cool, down-to-earth guy, you know. He's a legend of the sport. A lot of people revere him as a fucking god on earth, you know. And even so, he's just a chill dude. Like, fuck, I'm thinking of putting him in legend, but legend is already fucking stacked as shit. Oh, Lee Priest is going to underdog, bro. Unfortunately, because I wanted to put him on legend 100%. Next, we have another potentially uncrowned king. It's Victor Martinez. This dude was fucking insane. His physique was next level. He was one generation ahead of the time that he was competing. And unfortunately to him, I mean, it's not unfortunately to him because it's his fault. He used to sell steroids and he got busted and went to prison, got convicted. And the ridiculous shit about this is that after he got convicted, the Mr. Olympia competition did the same thing they did to Lee Priest and blue balled him out of the competition because he went to prison because of selling steroids. Fuck, bro. The Mr. Olympia competition is the greatest ad for steroids ever. It's marketing for selling steroids. And then you blue ball a guy because he sold steroids? You're pretty much, you created his market, bro. It's ridiculous. That's fucking hypocrisy at the highest fucking level. So Victor Martinez, bro, if he haven't had that setback of going to prison for selling steroids, I believe he would potentially win at least once against Phil before Phil really became Phil Heath, because Phil, the first time that Phil won, I think Victor would be in a bigger and more complete package than Phil at the first time that Phil won. But we'll never know. This is just speculation, so I'm just gonna put him on uncrowned. Woo! Reaching the end of the last 8 dudes. Hell, oh shit, there's 8 dudes. Why am I always so fucking megalomaniacal, bro? This motherfucker, Flex Wheeler. This is the best genetics that fucking bodybuilding has ever seen. He was supposed to be... He was supposed to beat Dorian. He was supposed to beat Coleman. But the thing about fucking Flex, bro, is that in his era, people wanted a physique that was just insanely shredded and grainy and fucking cut to the bone, and guys were fucking going crazy with the drugs. And the sad part about that, bro, is that they used to say that fucking Flex was lazy, man. And that's so fucking ridiculous. And they used to say that he was lazy, that he wasn't showing up at the best, at his best, that people were outworking him, that's why they were beating him. And the result, bro, I think this dude took so many drugs, he lost a kidney, bro. He has a ton of fucking problems because of it. He lost a kidney. So you think he was not trying his hardest? He essentially took so much gear that he lost a fucking kidney. And then, if you don't have a kidney, you are essentially fucking diabetic, and plus the insulin that you are fucking destroying your pancreas with. And, bruh, it's fucking insane. No, if you don't have a kidney, you're not diabetic. It's the insulin that you destroy your pancreas, then you are diabetic. And then he had to amputate a part of his leg. He was having fucking problems with his health later in his life, and he's just a fucking awesome motherfucker. And his genetics was the most insane of all of them, bro. Of every bodybuilder that ever stepped on stage, the only guy that makes a dent that is close to his genetics is fucking Phil Heath. But this dude was supposed to have won he was supposed to have won against Dorian, in my opinion. And the first showings of the first titles of Ronnie, to me, they were supposed to be Dexter's. Yeah, Dexter, no, Flex. I always mistake Dexter with Flex. Dexter Jackson and Flex Wheeler. I think they look alike, you know. It's strange. So Phil Heath, the most complete package that ever stepped on stage. He always on point. His coach is the greatest coach of bodybuilding, Honey Humbod. So just so you have an idea, his coach won 22 Mr. Olympia titles. This means he coached Ronnie Coleman to his last title. He coached Jay Cutler to his titles. He coached Phil Heath to 7 titles. And this last year he coached Chris Bumstead to his 4th title. So fucking Rennie Humbod is insane. Phil Heath would never show up out of shape. And add that to Phil Heath's genetics, that is insane. He has round muscle bellies. It's pretty similar to fucking Flex Wheeler genetics. And his back is the best back to ever step on stage. It's insanity. And his skin quality is so fucking crisp and thin, you know. Phil Heath is one of the greatest, bro. For sure. For sure, one of the greatest bodybuilder to ever step on stage. Woo! 1 hour and 10 minutes. Why I'm so fucking crazy with this kind of thing. Arnold Schwarzenegger, get on the chopper! Fucking A, bro. Look at the chest on this motherfucker. It's the best chest to ever compete. It's insane. The only guy that has a chest so big is Markus RUHL, and Markus was just a crazy motherfucker. Arnold Schwarzenegger's chest is like 30, 40 years ahead of him, ahead of his generation, and maybe not even so. Maybe nobody has a chest so full like this motherfucker. It's fucking awesome, his physique, and he's a conqueror, you know? He's a fucking conqueror of worlds, of industries. He became the best bodybuilder in the world, then he became the highest paid actor in the world, then he became the governor, and his show, the Arnold Classic, I bet one day the Arnold Classic will be the most revered fucking show in the world. It's going to take away the World's Strongest Man. It's going to take away the Mr. Olympia title. I think Arnold will end up being he is already the greatest icon. And once he passed away, bro, having the Arnold title will be more prestigious than anything else that you can do in anything related to strength. So this is the GOAT of the GOATs, bro. He brought bodybuilder to the mainstream. He pretty much everybody that is lifting weights today, 99.9% of them are doing that because of Arnold Schwarzenegger. If it wasn't for him, there would be no gyms all around the world. If it wasn't for him, people would never really know how to train, because he wrote the fucking encyclopedia of bodybuilding, which today it's a little you guys like me look at that and think, oh, this is not the way to go, this is not the way to go, you know. But when you don't have nothing, you don't have the internet, you don't have 1,000 fucking experts that were inspired by him, gathering knowledge and refining that knowledge, you pick the Arnold Schwarzenegger encyclopedia of bodybuilding, and you will build a fucking great physique with it. Although it's not the best fucking possible way of training, bro, his contributions are just second to none, bro. Arnold, bro, Arnie is fucking insane. This other guy is also incredible. I think, to me, this is the most aesthetic giant physique of all times. It's Kevin Levrone from the 90s, another guy that never won the Mr. Olympia competition. I preferred his physique against Shawn Ray and Dorian Yates and fucking Flex Wheeler. But yeah, he never won, man. He never won. But these days, to me, he is the greatest to never won the fucking Mr. Olympia competition. And you gotta watch his interviews about bodybuilding. He's one of the crispest, sharpest minds on bodybuilding, and he gives you a peek at the behind the scenes and how the guys were, how the guys talk to each other in a way that nobody else does, you know. He just kind with his opinions, and fuck, he's a great man, bro. I respect this guy a lot. So uncrowned champion, for sure. Moving forward, we have another uncrowned champion, Kai Green. Kai Green is the best poser to ever compete in fucking bodybuilding, and his body was just complete from top to bottom. The only thing that made him not win a Mr. Olympia competition, there's two things. One, he was going against Phil Heath, and Phil Heath had better genetics than him, better insertions than him. And there was an infamous video of him fucking a grapefruit online, you know. He was a stripper, if I remember correct. There's rumors that he was a stripper, and there's a fucking video fucking online where he's fucking a grapefruit. And you know how the Mr. Olympia competition is. They are pure saints that never took steroids and never did anything wrong, and that tarnished his image with the company. And bruh, and he's the most entertaining. There's only one thing that I had a pet peeve with Kai, you know. Kai is extremely popular here in Brazil. Extremely. Potentially the most popular guy next to Chris Bumstead. It's Kai Green here in Brazil, you know. And in an interview that he did with some guys here from Brazil, he put a ton of emphasis on time under tension, you know. In the interview, he's always talking like, muscle don't know weights, you need to be, it's all time under tension and everything. And then, bro, I pretty much, every single person that I was talking about lifting didn't wanted to hear a single thing about barbells, about getting stronger, about using heavy weights, about the stuff that I fucking love. And you know who saved me, who managed to save my fucking ass, was CrossFit, bro. Once CrossFit get on the scene and people started looking like, why are all these guys so fucking jacked? And listen, if you can survive CrossFit, if you can go to a fucking CrossFit workout and survive that shit, you will build a gnarly physique, because it combines several domains of fucking fitness and athleticism, and that's the best way to go. It's the stuff that I always preach. Do calisthenics, do heavy weights, and do bodybuilding, and do cardio. Do all the things that you can do. Do flexibility, do everything, bro. Improve upon your physicality, your performance. Become a fucking machine, you know, a fucking war machine that can unleash destruction. That's the best thing that you can do if you want to look fucking great. So thank you, CrossFit, for saving me from Kai Green's advice. And Kai, bro. Kai, legend or uncrowned. Fuck. I'm going to do something egregious here. I'm going to put Franco. I'm going to put Franco on fucking underdog. Because to me, Samir should have won those fucking titles that Franco won. And I'm going to put Kai as a legend because he's so fucking awesome. Best posing in the game. And he fucking loves bodybuilding. And I admire that a fuck ton. And this dude, Lou Ferrigno, bro. The guy that played fucking the Hulk in the series in the 80s. This look was fucking insane. In Pumping Iron, they spin a fucking story there that he was like Arnold arch nemesis and shit. And nah, he wasn't Arnold arch nemesis, bro. He wasn't on the same league as Arnold at all, bro. But he was fucking awesome. And thanks to that, he probably got his television show. And yo, Lou was awesome. Lou was like, he was deaf, if I remember correctly. He had a hearing impairment and just started training like a crazy person. And in Pumping Iron, you see him taking D-ball caps like a fucking crazy dude. Like his dad giving him like D-ball, and he like, it's so fucking crazy, bro. So yo, although Lou is awesome, Lou is an underdog, 100%, bro. He would never win the Mr. Olympia competition, even if Arnold wasn't there. They would give to Frank Zane probably. Yeah, let's see what Angie said. I would say Jay Cutler and Arnie are the GOATs IMO. Fuck yeah, bro. I don't have anything against that. I don't have anything against that at all, bro. Ooh, I have a problem. Greatest bodybuilder of all fucking time. Ronnie fucking Coleman. The thing about Coleman, and you guys read my material on Corey, you guys know that I'm a fucking fan of this man. The thing about Coleman is that he inspires me. Bro, he inspires me a fuck ton. I know pretty much every single detail about his life. The struggles that he went through, like he fucking graduated in accounting, and nobody ever gave him a fucking job in that. That's why he became a police officer. And you can imagine that, like, racism and shit. Like, your accountant will be like a gigantic, ultra muscular black dude. I think that's the reason. It's not because he's dumb or something like that. And he's just relentless, man. He's just fucking relentless. He went to the Mr. Olympia competition as a natural. He didn't place. He didn't even make the call outs, but he was there, you know. He was already, this picture of him in the left bottom corner, he was natty, bro. Natural as shit. So imagine this man, bro. It was insane. And he's the biggest, most fucking developed man in the fuck. He was an alien when he was winning the Mr. Olympia competition. He won 8 fucking times. I hate the fact that people say that he blew his back and that's why he can't walk fine today. Yo, yes, he destroyed 1 disc on his back, and then he went in surgery, and I blame the fucking doctor because he went. Why would you replace an entire fucking spinal column? He needed 13 fucking surgeries, bro. And it's not because he didn't knew how to fucking train, or he was going there and blowing his back again. You know, one time, two times, maybe, three times, maybe. It's not, it's 13 times. You need to change your doctor, Ronnie. Needed. Now it's fucking too late. But even now, man, he was the biggest dude in the world. He was like incredible. I yell when I'm training. I yell fucking lightweight, baby. Yeah, buddy. I do that all the time. And bro, even though he fucking destroy his back and he can't walk fine, he still trains fucking daily. He's still like always happy, always smiling, always inspiring, always positive. So Ronnie Coleman, bro, is one of the GOATs for sure. I will not put him ahead of Arnie because Arnie is Arnie, bro. Arnie did everything, but I need to demote somebody. Yo, I'm going to demote Robbie Robinson. Yo, Robbie, your longevity is inspiring, but you are going to be one of the greatest, not the GOATs. Woo, Ronnie Coleman, greatest of all time. So the greatest of all times is Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Haney, Tom Platz, and Ronnie Coleman. The legends in my books are Kai Green, Jay Cutler, Dorian Yates, Mike Mentzer, and Frank Zane. The greatest bodybuilders are Branch Warren, Sergio Oliva, Samir Bannout, Phil Heath, Robbie Robinson, and Dexter Jackson. The uncrowned champions are Serge NUBRET, Shawn Ray, Markus RUHL, and this is a stupid opinion, Victor Martinez, Flex Wheeler, and Kevin LEVRONE. This was the fucking bodybuilders tier list. And yo, I will either end this live stream right now, or we can break down some exercises. What do you guys think? If there's anybody right there, nah, I'm going to break down exercises. Fuck. Let's do this, bro. Kaboosh. I changed the breakdown exercises segment of the live stream to a new format. Instead of talking about all the scientific shit and like, oh, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy this, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy that, I figured I'm going to rank the exercises as the way you should introduce them in your fucking training. So let's say, when you are training for fucking awesome fucking hypertrophy, you need three kinds of moves. You need a primer, a main move, and a finisher. Or more finishers, or more main moves. But the idea is, a primer is an exercise that's going to be used to prepare your body to do a main move. A main move is the main move. Is the move you're going to be developing strength. Is the move you're going to be developing your fucking myofibrillar hypertrophy. It's the actual contractile tissues in your body. And a finisher is a move that is optimal for you to like get a gnarly fucking pump to end your fucking workout. Like one of the best finishers, for instance, is lateral raises. You went there, you did overhead presses, you are fucking okay, you stimulated a ton of growth and strength in your body, and now you introduce lateral raises and fucking lateral raises to finish the workout. Introduce that sarcoplasmic hypertrophy and make your body fill the fuck up. Other styles of finishers are exercises that emphasize a stretch-mediated hypertrophy, exercises that put you through a stretch position, like the other exercise that we might hit today if I still have enough gas, the stiff-legged deadlifts. So let's start this fucking shit. Oh yeah. So first, overhead presses. The range of motion on the overhead press, it's not you can't exaggerate the range of motion. It's not the biggest range of motion in the world, but it's pretty good for fucking shoulder development. For instance, if you're using a fucking dumbbell, the range of motion it will be a little bit less, because in the dumbbells go and hit your fucking shoulders, you know. Now on the overhead press, if you have a good rack position, when you are in the rack position, you are fully contracting your front delts to the maximum. So the range of motion, I'm going to give it a fucking 5. It's a pretty solid fucking range of motion. Gadoosh. Now, as a primer exercise is an exercise that you will do in the beginning of your workout to prepare your joints, to prepare your body to do a fucking heavy main move. As a primer, the overhead press, even if you are like, I'm just going to warm up with my overhead presses, I'm going to do overhead presses with light weights and etc. That's a good idea if you are going to then use an overhead press as a main move, but you will be better off doing something else, you know, like do some lat pull downs. You can do some fucking triceps extensions, some triceps push downs, and prepare to do a fucking overhead press before doing overhead press as the first move you are introducing to your workout. So as a primer, is not that great. I will put a 2 because let me think about it. Yeah, a 2 is don't put overhead presses as your first movement in your routine. Thoughts on adding before or after squats? After squats, always. After squats, for 100%. It's actually what I do in my training, and I feel fucking awesome doing overhead press. I do squats, pull-ups, overhead press. That's the way that I go. And when I'm doing full body workouts. And as a main fucking move, yo, this is the big 4, my baby. It's one of the best main moves that you can ever introduce to your workout. So it's a 6, bro. A full fucking 6. That's the best usage for the overhead press. And as a finisher, I like to use the overhead press sometimes with, let's say I'm doing, let me think. Let's say I'm doing leg and shoulders because I'm fucking old school, baby, and that's the way that I roll sometimes. And I go there, do my leg workout, and when I'm doing shoulders, I don't use the overhead press as my main move because I'm already fucking fried from destroying my legs, and I don't have a lot of fucking strength. So as a finisher, I use light overhead presses. I put like 65% of my 1 rep max or something like that. I just know how much weight I can put to go to 8 to 10 reps, and I do supersets with lateral raises and reverse lateral raises, or circuits with lateral raises and inclined lateral raises. So as a finisher, it is pretty interesting. It's nothing to write home about, but it's above average. You just need to program with the other exercises so you can reap the most benefits from it. And it will, the idea here is because you can shove a fuck ton of blood and get a gnarly pump on the front delts. And usually when you are going super heavy, the best growth will come from the super heavy stuff, but sometimes you just need to grab a pump, you know? And I think the overhead press is good for that if you introduce supersets to it. So let me take one little plate from it, because you need to introduce supersets for it to be used, for it to not be useless, you know? If you don't do supersets and you just go to high reps on the overhead press, I don't know what the fuck you are doing, okay? Go. As the best usage, now moving down, the minimal volume from the overhead press is 3. This is the volume that you need to be introducing overhead presses every week. 3 sets of overhead presses is more than enough to maintain your fucking shoulders the size they are. The minimum effective volume that will provide you with slow sustained gains that will not be really stressful in your recoverability will be right around 3 sets to 6 sets. The maximum adaptable volume, which is a volume where you will need to be intelligent about how you are structuring your program, but it's still pretty manageable in the fatigue department, and you will not need to have crazy, you will not need to taper off on other aspects of hypertrophy too much to hit your MAV. So that's 6 to 10 sets a week. And the maximum recoverable volume, which is when you are completely focusing on fucking developing your shoulders, and you will have to fucking reduce the volume of other body parts, reduce the volume of your leg workouts, of your chest workouts, of your back workouts to hit maximum recoverable volume on the overhead press. That's right around 12 to 15 sets a week. And yo, I didn't saw that it was you, Mark. Brother, thank you for becoming a founding member, bro. It was you, right? Thank you so much, man. Yo, I can't express my gratitude, man. Thank you so fucking much, brother. Hell fucking yeah, man. Oh, fuck. So the best usage for the overhead press is as a main move. That's why he scored a 6 as a main move. It's a foundational work. It's something that will build strength and will build size simultaneously. And to do that, you need to be introducing the 4 to 6 rep range. And the thing about this rep range is that you need to be really careful, because I want you to use the heaviest weights possible, but what will determine when you stop the set is not the usual like, yo, if I can do 2 more reps, add weight. If I can do 2 reps, lower the weights. With the overhead press, I want you to think a different way. With the overhead press, I want you to pay attention to when you start putting your back, like overextending your back. That's the point to stop. You don't really think about, I put reps in reserve down there, but I put a 4 just so you know. You need to stay the fuck away from failure. And the thing you need to pay attention to stop your fucking set is, did I start to turn this into a bench press, essentially? Am I overextending my fucking back? The second that happens, the set is over, bro. You don't grind fucking reps, because the overhead press is a destroyer of lower backs if you are also squatting and doing deadlifts and everything, okay? So be really mindful of that. If you have that tendency of overextending, and I fucked my back up doing this motherfucking thing, and then consider using military presses instead of the overhead press. The gains are not going to be that great for strength, but at least you are preserving your back from your lower back from extra stimulus, you know, because pretty much everything that a power building methodology attacks kind of attacks the lower back simultaneously. So you need to you need to take that in consideration when programming. Rest times 3 to 5 minutes. The overhead press, although it is a movement that stimulates your central nervous system a lot, because the weight, there's this an axial loading of the spine, meaning there's compression coming from the weight going against gravity, stacking your fucking spine, putting pressure on your spine essentially. And remember, if you are braced, you are fully braced, your spine is designed to fucking take pressure. It's designed to like bounce things from it. So the rest times right around 3 to 5 minutes. It's not as crazy as fucking squats and deadlifts, where I would recommend you to go from 4 to 10 minutes even. So that's it about these recommendations. Reps in reserve 4, and don't really pay attention to reps in reserve. Don't pay attention to bar speed. Just pay attention to your back. The second you start overextending, finish your set. Strength standards. If you are a novice, I need to change. It's written beginner there, but the better word for it is novice. A novice is a guy that is training for 3 months to 1 year. And the strength that you need to be having in this movement is 60% of your body weight. Shoot for 60% of your body weight. Work until you hit that mark, using the 4 to 6 rep ranges and 3 to 5 sets per workout, and the volume landmarks that I put above it, like 3 to 6 sets a week is pretty much what you need to stay progressing, at least slowly. And the other volume landmarks, if you are a beginner, don't worry about them too much, because when you are a beginner, you have newbie gains at your side and you can improve without much thought, bro. And intermediates, 80% of your body weight. And listen, this is already like pretty significant. It doesn't look like much. It doesn't look, because you see people doing jerks and clean and jerks and shit on CrossFit with like 100 kilos, but listen, doing a strict overhead press with 80% of your body weight is a feat of strength, okay? Like your entire body weight pretty much puts you in advanced mode, you know? If you don't use leg drive, if you don't use the acceleration provided from your legs to fucking press the weight up, bro, if you just use shoulder and triceps to move your entire body weight in the overhead press, post the video to me and I will watch it and just say, I will just watch it and stand like this. Hell yeah, fucking A. Because that's a feat of strength, bro. That's a feat of fucking strength. As for deloads, it's the basic fucking deload that I always recommend for every fucking lift. For a beginner, every 16 weeks. For an intermediate, every 8 weeks. And for advanced people, every 4 fucking weeks. Hell yeah, Mark. Thank you, bro. Thank you once again. So that's it for the overhead press. I was trying to make the videos where I'm breaking down the exercise slightly shorter, but now I'm thinking that maybe I made it too short. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is an interesting way to cover these exercises, or do you prefer this motherfucking shit where I'm go with way more information about like cycloplasmic hypertrophy and specific ways to develop power and to develop strength and strength? Let me know on the comments if on the comments later, okay? So my brothers, I'm already fucking once again I did something like way too big, way bigger than I expected with the bodybuilder tier list, and now I'm fucking fried and can't like think straight, you know. So I think I'm going to be ending the live stream right here, and thank you for everybody that stayed here with me today, and thank you, Mark, for becoming a founding member on my Substack and sending that shout out to your boy here. And yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Stay on the fucking iron pad. Big kiss.